Hello everybody and welcome back to Stellaris, where we are still at the mercy of this Nexus storm. It is causing immense damage to our economy at this point, and it's just chilling right over all of our central systems. So that is a thing, and of course last episode we were attacked by the Unbidden up in Terminal Egress. We eliminated them in their entirety, but they did significant damage to our fleets, and we are returning back to our shipyard to avoid the ship upkeep increase of this magnetic storm. So we'll be making our way back there, and that will help matters. But you can see here, our economy is not great. Complete. Let's let a month tick happen and see what this is actually at. It's worse than what we thought it was. Okay. Well, that's grim. That is really grim. Noted. Well, this agro world we can definitely upgrade our planetary capital on, which I guess we'll do. At this point, the main issue is energy credits, and we're going to have to try to keep ourselves afloat for a while. We may have to dip into our alloy reserve for that, which is definitely not ideal. We're going to need 5,640 in terms of minor artifacts as well. We've got 41 right now. So if we take a look at our relics, how are we doing on the rubricator? Okay, 924 days on that. So we are going to have a surplus of alloys for a while here. The price of alloys is very low at this moment. I'm not selling at this price, unless we have to. So we'll hold off on that for right now. And we have arrived back at Radar Central here. We're entering orbit of Slurpactin Station. This is Radar Central. But apparently this is Slurpactin Station. Okay. Weird. Whatever. I guess that's fine. So for the moment, oh, we got a lot better on the energy credits. Okay. That makes things significantly easier. Consumer goods are still going to be problematic. I'm going to buy some consumer goods. I'm going to sell some zero. I'm going to sell some dark matter. That'll help keep us afloat for a while here. But this Nexus storm really needs to go away. Like, really badly. To the point where I'm wondering, should we be running that edict that we saw here about storm repulsion field? I'm going to do that for right now. Let's just work on repelling this storm. It's now down to 18 years, and it moved down this direction. This is still approximately optimally bad in terms of its positioning, because it's hitting an awful lot of our core worlds. So that's still a problem, but it's not the end of the world. Now that things have settled a bit on the energy credits, things are looking a lot better. Minus 800 was a significant problem. But as it is here, this isn't too bad. Let's get a generator district built here. That is mostly for housing. This mining world requires a job. We have a storm relief center. Let's upgrade that to a storm nullifier for right now. That will solve that job issue for the moment. And then we've got this forge world here. We can build some housing here. An industrial district will be absolutely fine. Now, we've got this tech world. We can certainly build a city district here. But devastation is causing us extreme issues at this point. Let's put in a habitation district on this research station. This is a forge world. No, this is the wrong location. Hang on. This is the correct location. Okay. So that's understood. I'm going to build what we can out of districts here, but our housing is going to be a problem throughout all of these areas. No doubt about that. But I'm going to build a bunch of industrial districts here. And then this forge world, again, a bunch of industrial districts are going to go in. We're just maxing that. As far as this tech world goes, we can certainly put in another pair of city districts. That'll be fine for now. This is an agro world, and we can't really expand that at all. It's interesting. Okay, yeah, that does give storm attraction. So that is noted. For now, I'm not going to upgrade those. I'm going to upgrade this fortress. We can't get more housing here, so we just gotta wait at this point. Same thing with this. We can put in a fortress there. Here, we also cannot get additional housing. This is a factory world, but also kind of a... We have an astral siphon on here, a storm nullifier. And what was the plan beyond that? A tech world? I don't know. We've already got a luxury residence on here. That would probably get changed over. I think for the moment, I'm going to put in an ancient refinery here. Because we know we're negative on exotic gases anyway. So our Empire capital is as good as it's going to get. Chilling at 82% devastation. Very little that can be done about this. We can see that the Nexus Storm has moved a little bit back over this way. It's still sitting basically right over our capital. 17 years remaining on it. We're going to hit 100% devastation on our capital, and there's just nothing we can do about that. Amazing.
Salvage preserved.
Okay, so this mining world here, we can definitely put in another pair of mining districts, which I'm going to do. I'm keeping an eye on the status of consumer goods here. That's definitely something that needs to be worked on. We can put in a generator district here to help with the housing issue. This is all just band-aids. We're just trying to buy time with the housing until this storm goes away. That's the idea. For now, I'm not sure how much time we're actually buying. The storm is clearly the largest problem here. Like, yes, the Urzuku regulators exist. Yeah,
Construction complete.
Never-eaten arbitrators are not doing
complete.
well. But the storm is our primary concern. This has been here for like 15 years at this point, and it's done tremendous amounts of damage. No doubt about that. So we're going to have to keep our consumer goods afloat, and that's understood. We'll keep importing consumer goods as needed. This orbital dock here, we can definitely put in an orbital anchorage, and then we would... What would we want here? This is a mining world. So we would want to put in a mineral processor here. So a low-gravity mega refiner. There we go. That'll do. Now, we've got this one here. We can do the same thing, an orbital anchorage. And then what do we have on Wankwort Prime? This is a tech world. Okay, so tech worlds are a little awkward. I'm just going to put in a naval logistics office for the time being. That seems fine for the moment. Now, we've got the Ulm Prime Station. That's going to be a pair of orbital anchorages. And then Hullabrae Prime Station. That's going to be a pair of orbital anchorages
Salvage
as
preserved.
well. Cool. So that all looks fine for the moment. Branch office shut down. That's nice. And you can see the Nexus Storm is currently located directly over Radar Central. So it has started going this direction again. Maybe with the repulsion field, it'll be attracted up into the XT-489 assemblers the way it was set to go. That would be nice if we were able to actually repel this storm out of here. Because, oof. Oof indeed. Radar Station Alpha with the 86% devastation. That is very gross. So, of course, we've got Hullabrae Secundus here, where we could build more mining districts. I'm just going to queue up all of the mining districts there. Volmar Prime, where we have negative amenities currently. Is that because of our stability here is only 21? Okay. So, we don't have any crime, remarkably. Interesting. We also don't have some of our standard buildings here. So we would put in a storm attraction and summoning theater, except we don't want one right now. We definitely don't want one while this Nexus Storm is still here. So for the moment, I'm just going to put in another ancient refinery here. Okay, this generator world here, I'm going to max out our generator districts. Ulm Prime, we can definitely build a planetary capital on. That sounds great. And then we've got Nemean Prime here, which is a forge world, and we can just max out our industrial districts here. Actually, we're lacking minerals for that, but we can at least get going on it a little bit. Okay, so this storm is currently indicating that it will last for another 17 years at this point. We have a shortage of exotic gases. We're out of exotic gases. Okay, we can buy in a few of those. That'll be fine. And then we've got Eptrabon Secundus here. This is going to need a demotion.
Salvage preserved.
This is also currently set up as a mining world. I'm not sure what we actually want this world to be, though. It's kind of an awkward world. We'll come back to it. There's not actually anything that needs to be done there. So I would like to build more districts here. Okay, we are getting additional pops. That's understood. So we've got Korok Prime here. We're going to build 1, 2, 3, 4 city districts here. That'll get us all of our building slots unlocked. So that seems good. On this tech world, we could put in an additional 2 housing districts here. That's basically all we can do at this point. So we're going to need to get those done. Devastation is so high here. Just waiting on the month tick to get the minerals we need. Okay. We can build 2 here. That'll be fine. Now, on Stellaris Prime, we can definitely build an additional habitation district. We're going to need to wait for some resources to come in there as well. More refugees are coming in, which, I don't know that that's a great thing to do with this storm right now, but hopefully the storm will be repulsed away soon. Okay, it moved significantly northward in that tick. That was a good one. Okay, I'm happy about that. So we've got Eunuch Prime here, we cannot build any further on. Ojlar's Prime, we cannot build any further on, although we could certainly upgrade our Center Revitalization Center, and that looks good for the moment. Okay, so
Planet in revolt.
This isn't surprising. They will indeed have to be dealt with. So this is on Targon Prime. So what do we have going on there? So Targon Prime is out over here. It's in revolt because there's 0 stability here. There is 20% crime, so that is understood. We can immediately put in an anti-crime campaign. That will help matters. We can also do a fractal seed and put in a precinct house here. So that will somewhat help matters. But the real core problem is the devastation. Like, it's mostly just overcrowding, if you look at this. So there's that. So if we look at the actual situation here, we're maintaining current measures. We could definitely distribute amenities or institute a crackdown. Let's distribute amenities for right now. So that'll help the amenity situation. But I'm thinking that we should probably move our army over there. We don't have much of an army here, but we have a little bit of one. So they're going to come in here, and they're going to land on Targon Prime to help maintain order. Eptrabon Secundus is the location that requires a job, right? Okay, so I want to see where this Nexus Storm is going. As you can see, the remaining duration has gone up again, and now back down. Okay. So I think the storm has come back this way a little bit. It's just like oscillating right around our central economic location. And it's Nexus Storms, yeah, look at that. Now it's right on Radar Central again. Oh, man. So there's very little we can do about this. We just gotta ride it out. But it's such a long ride out. They're not worthy of our scorn. Okay. So this planetary revolt is continuing, which is not surprising. I want to check in on Targon here, and if we check in on Targon Prime, actually, maybe we shouldn't build precinct houses here. We're at 0% crime with just that anti-crime campaign, so instead, I'm going to put in a stronghold here. We're going to get that built, and that will help matters. But again, the core problem is the devastation. And there's nothing we can do about that because of the Nexus Storm. And for whatever reason, the Storm Nullifier isn't actually nullifying as much as it should. It should currently be nullifying 80% of the income, which should be, let's see. So what's 1 times 0.2? We should be receiving 0.24 monthly devastation at this point. But we're receiving 0.8. So there's clearly something weird going on there. I don't know if that's a bug, or if it's very strange math that I don't fully understand, but either way, it is a core problem. So you can see the Nexus Storm is now traveling in this direction, which isn't a great way for it to go, but I'd really like it if it would stop affecting Radar Central for 5 seconds. We're at 94% devastation here. So there's that. This Nexus storm is an enormous problem for us. It's rough. But it is extremely, it's an extremely destructive rare storm. This is not a normal situation. But boy, does it last a long time.
Construction complete.
Okay, let's see what we're doing on that planetary revolt. So this is still +1 at this point. So we can see that the garrison strength on Targon Prime is giving us -5, and low stability is giving us +5, and strong planet is giving +1. So this is going up by +1 per month right now. I think once this stronghold completes, that should get it under control. In theory. But you can see we've got low stability on a number of these worlds now, and this is just because of the storm. There's nothing we can do about that either. Okay, so at this point, the fortress has been built, or rather the stronghold, and we can boost that up. We can also prioritize having soldier pops, although we've only got 15 pops here. So that is definitely noted. We may want to recruit a few additional armies here. So which of these is best? Hazem looks pretty good. Okay. That'll bring us up to 20 armies. Okay. So we'll do that for now, and hopefully we'll get that planetary revolt under control before more planetary revolts start happening. In the meantime, I want to go into the army builder here, and I want to build... and then an additional... there. That should be an additional 20 armies being built. This is potentially necessary to quell unrest. So the Nexus Storm is currently chilling down here, exactly where we don't want it to be. This is like an optimally bad location for it to be. It's hitting the vast majority of our core worlds, from Nunki all the way to Escaminza. And also, Nemean all the way down to, like, Eunuch. It's huge. Affecting the core of our empire, and really tough to deal with. It's also inflicting 60 damage per month to ships and stations with more than 20% hull points. So that is absolutely a thing that is happening. So we're constantly repairing these, and that's fine. It's not the end of the world. But you can see we're negative in our energy credits now, and we're very negative in consumer goods. There's not a lot we can do about it either, other than start dipping into our alloy reserves. Sell off some of this stuff. Something like that.
Handshake protocols activated.
And we can also sell off some food, which is definitely a good thing to do. Research agreement? No thanks. Okay, so we really need this to go away. No doubt about that. I want to check in on this. So we can see the garrison strength is still currently -5. Okay. Let's institute a crackdown.
Construction complete.
And that'll be okay for now. So if we go to
complete.
Targon Prime, we can see
Research
that
complete.
we are building assault armies here. So how many of these have we built at this point? There's a 1658 garrison and 209 assault. Okay, noted. So this fortress will be upgraded in 30 days, and we can see that we're not actually having anyone work here, because we don't have any worker pots, which is interesting. That's definitely noted. Okay, so lacking in the exotic gases has gone away. That is very good. We just finished the research for juggernauts. Not that that's going to be all that useful right now. Although we could come into our starbase here, and we could definitely consider removing something like the crew quarters and putting in a colossal assembly yard. But I don't think I'm going to do that right now, because our ships are docked here. And I want that upkeep reduction at this moment, as long as this Nexus Storm continues to be a major problem. Which will be a thing for a while, it seems. The Nexus Storm is absolutely our core issue right now, and we just have to ride it out. So we do have a Storm Relief Center here that we can upgrade to a Storm Nullifier, which we will do. But yeah, this Nexus Storm just hard chilling right in the center of our economic zone. Well, eventually that'll go away. We're at 100% devastation currently on our capital. We're having very little output in most locations here. It's going to take us possibly decades to recover from this storm. And I think it's all because the monthly devastation isn't calculating correctly. Because we're receiving 0.8 monthly devastation when we should be receiving 0.24 when we're under hunker down with a storm nullifier. So that's interesting for sure. Well, for the time being, it is what it is. The devastation is the problem, and we can't deal with that devastation until this storm goes away. It'll just naturally go down slowly over time, and we'll just enter recovery as soon as this Nexus storm goes away. But that's still 14 years out. Around 14 years. So that went down to 13 now, but we'll see what happens with that. I want to activate the rubricator here. There we go. And for the moment, you'll notice that I've stopped expanding our armies, or rather expanding our fleets. There is a reason for that, and the reason is I don't want to pay the upkeep. So we just discovered a Shroud Storm. This is over here in the Hiran Pious Nation. That's not a huge deal. The devastation on that is extraordinarily low, 0.2. And even if that comes this way, I don't think it's going to be a big deal for us. But yeah, the Nexus Storm is just orbiting right here. And this is probably because of our Storm Attraction and Summoning Centers, which are normally good. But in the case of a Nexus Storm, not so much. Not so much. This is a rare event. There's no thriving inside this abomination. The only option is to survive, like it says right here. So, wait, what just happened? Oh, it moved over here. Okay. So it's currently over this direction. Radar Central is right on the very edge of the storm right now. If it keeps going this way, that would be really good for us. We'll see if it turns around and comes back. But the storm has passed down here on Eptrabon, at least for now. And so we're seeing the devastation here go down. And that's very good. We're getting some repairs done on some of our worlds at this moment. But our core economic zone is still having significant problems. So this planetary revolt is still a thing. Okay. Well, all we really need to do here is have the storm pass, right? We just need to survive the storm. That's the entire thing. And this isn't going to get much worse. So that's definitely noted. Okay. But yeah, as it says in the tooltip, there is no thriving inside this abomination. The only option is to survive. It's been rough, but we have managed to weather it better than most empires would have because of our nullifiers. But yeah, now we know to be on the lookout for these Nexus storms. They are yikes. Storms are generally good for us, not this one. So we'll see where it moves to next. I would love to see it continue to go this direction. We do have some storm summoning up here that might pull it up this way. If that's the case, Radar Central could start getting some repairs going. Oh, consumer goods. Yeah, we should definitely solve that. So we have this consumer goods shortage right now, and that is not great. We definitely want that to go away. Cool. So that'll be fine for now. And Targon Prime, we're still getting those assault armies going. Eventually we'll be able to work these soldier jobs, but not right now. We have no worker level jobs here, which is kind of remarkable. But okay. So this planetary revolt is moving quite slowly, and we'll see what that ends up doing. And unfortunately, the storm has moved a little bit back this way, so there's no relief for Radar Central in sight. However, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to continue weathering this storm. There's allegedly 12 years left on it. So this is probably going to be like around an episode or two. I'm guessing probably 2 before this storm is gone. And that's going to be rough. That's going to be really, really rough. I'm not sure how we're going to handle that just yet. We'll see how that happens when we get there. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Atala, Andy Magar, Ali Lee, Dark Horse, Xenocyte, Hiro Marutsu, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.
Handshake.